on the clock. Pecan, 2 seconds. Pecan for the lead. Got it! He got the record at the buzzer! The break for three. Buried! Gallagher pulls up. Gallagher rims it out the field. Slams it down. Cooley up ahead. Dombrowski, the freshman, off the window and one. Let's go back to Evans. Corner three. Got it. There's Rowe with the exclamation point as Dunny slams it down. Far side, Dawson unloads, knocks it home. Jenna Dawson by Teslavich, Epps puts it on the floor. Rice looks to drive in, Epps floats it up, got it! He got it! There's 1,000 for Bryce Epps. From Charleroi High School non-section soccer action here on MVI Live this evening. Alex Lyons with you for all the action in the third game of the year for the Charleroi Cougars, coming into play 1-1 after a loss yesterday to the Chartiers Houston Buccaneers on the road. 4-2 final in that game. First game of the season, much better outcome against Bentworth here at home. It was a 4-0 victory for Charleroi in that one. Entering play here today, Bella Corrado leading the way, 4 goals, 1 assist, 5 points. Other goal scorers this season include McKenna DeYounger and Cameron Musser. Both of their goals came back against the Bearcats in game number 1. Penn West pregame show here on MVI Live as we get set again for this non-section matchup. And last year it wasn't pretty for the Charleroi Cougars here against the Southmoreland Scotties. 10-2 to end the season against Southmoreland, as the Scotties dominated in that one. Go back to 2017 and 2016. Both of these teams split the season series in some relatively close games. 2-1, 2-1 back in 2017. Both sides, the visitors taking victory. But this is only the second game of the season so far for the Southmoreland Scotties, looking to build off of last year's WPIAL semifinal appearance, third place victor and first ever state appearance where they lost to Villa Maria, a team based out of Erie, in the state game after beating Shadyside Academy in the third place game. But look no further when it comes to the Southmoreland Scotties than Olivia Cernuto. Cernuto, an absolutely outstanding athlete, not just when it comes to soccer, outstanding basketball, actually a basketball commit to Gannon University. But Olivia Cernuto in one game this season, 6 goals already for the senior and the commit from Gannon, as Cernuto absolutely outstanding and on a tearing pace throughout her career. Quickly chasing the 100-goal plateau is Olivia Cernuto. Cernuto at 88 career goals entering play today, coming off a 29-goal campaign for the Southmoreland Scotties. Also have to look at Fabry, as Kendall Fabry coming off an all-WPIAL season where she put up 24 total points, a Cleveland State commit for Southmoreland, so still a lot of firepower for this Southmoreland Scotties team, again, who finished third place in the WPIAL just one season ago. Charleroi looking to build off a lackluster season from last year where they were 3-12-1. 3 games were 1-goal losses last time they were in the playoffs back in 2018. That is the goal once again this season for the Charleroi Cougars, as they do have a lot of high-octane offense as well entering play. Goaltending matchup will be Addison Conrad versus Autumn Bartos for Southmoreland. But, mentioned in the beginning of the broadcast, Bella Corrado, career high, 28 goals in a single season. That was back in her freshman campaign. 51 total career goals, 75 total points. As we'll step aside for the playing of the national anthem and come back with our first MVI Live soccer game of the campaign right here on your home for Mon Valley Athletics, MVI Live. Highway Appliance, Furniture, and Mattress. The right brands, price, and advice since 1946. Highway Appliance, Furniture, and Mattress is the Mon Valley's choice for selection, service, and savings for over 75 years. Highway Appliance, Furniture, and Mattress. You're going to like us a lot. We guarantee it. G-Force Athletic Club, free after-school youth boxing program for ages 10 to 18, located at 338 Fallowfield Avenue in Charleroi. G-Force's certified USA boxing coaches provide training in amateur boxing, running, and weight training. G-Force also provide a positive environment and Christian mentoring for our rising generations. For more information, call 202-262-0584. Anthem is played, soccer on deck here on MVI Live between the Southmoreland Scotties and the Charleroi Cougars. Again, Charleroi 1-1 overall, 1-1 inside of section play. Right now they do sit tied for the third spot in the postseason. Tied for first is Chartiers, Houston, and Waynesburg Central. Again, Char Houston beat the Charleroi Cougars 4-2 yesterday. Charleroi tied with South Allegheny, another Mon Valley team. Then it's Bentworth, Monessen, and Beth Center rounding out the section here in the early going. As all teams, 10 games left to be played in section schedule. Besides the Beth Center Bulldogs, they have 11 games remaining here on the season when it comes to section play, as we get set for this one between the Charleroi Cougars and the Southmoreland Scotties here on MVI Live. Charleroi will get the ball to start. 40 minutes put on the clock here as we get set for our first soccer game of the season. McKenna DeYounger will send us away. And Southmoreland coming off a season where they finished third inside the WPIAL as Corrado sends it to the back line, and that's where Charleroi controls. As the Cougars look to quickly get it up into the attacking end, canceled out by the Scotties. And here's an early break for Southmoreland. Working her way in on an offside play was Olivia Sarnudo, and that will give the Cougars a much-needed break as Sarnudo, the most lethal scorer on this lineup, look to be going in all alone, 39-34 and counting here in half number one. Charleroi will kick it away from the near side 15-yard line as ball meets foot and sent back out to midfield, and that's where the Cougars look to attack offensively as it slid up near side is one touch along, sent back to the back line, and that's where the Cougars will maintain. Back down 20, there's DeYounger on the near side. And she's checked off the ball by Cedar of the Southmoreland Scotties and eventually wanders out of bounds on the near side. 39 minutes remaining here on a very bright and warm Thursday afternoon, or evening, I should say, the eve of the Bell Vernon Laurel Highlands game. That will be our MVI Live football game of the week tomorrow. So make sure you tune in for that one as Charleroi keeps it on their side of the 50 for a brief second. And it's jammed off the leg of Fabry. That is Gabby Fabry and out of bounds. Charleroi quickly gets it back in, and that's where Southmoreland knocks it right back out. Fabry once again has a deflect off her body. Throw in from the near side. Off to the foot of DeYounger. Canceled out on the near side. That's by Hinkle. Hinkle pushes it forward. Sarnudo running in after it. It's just a foot race down the near sideline, and that one's kicked back out by the near back. And Southmoreland a throw in around the 10-yard line. Sarnudo quickly gets it in. Off to Wasman, and whistle blows with 38 minutes remaining. 2 minutes elapsed here, half number one. Southmoreland again 10-2 victors last year against the Charleroi Cougars. As there's Taylor Ramsdale getting set to send this one away just inside the Cougar goal line. Also the kicker on the Charleroi football team as Ramsdale sends this one away over the head of McKenna DeYounger, cut back to the middle of the field, and that's where Queer, who scored one in the opener, passes it at far side. Back out towards the 20. That's where Queer takes over once more. Checking back from behind was DeYounger. One touch near side, controlled there by Cedar. Cedar back to the middle. That's still Olivia Cernudo. Cernudo puts it into some space. Far side, Southmoreland controlling. Back to Cernudo. Cernudo at the 5, winds up and denied by the netminder as Conrad gets a piece of it with the body to deny the most lethal scorer on the Southmoreland roster in Olivia Cernudo. One shot attempt, one save for the netminder Conrad. As there's DeYounger, middle of the field. Queer battles with her. As Queer now slides it far side. 5 minutes elapsed here, almost here in the opening half. Is up the far sideline, Kylie Queer. At the 30, sends it in. Cernudo in space. Cernudo working in. Cernudo shot denied again by Conrad, getting aggressive. 2 saves on Olivia Cernudo here in the early going by the Charleroi junior netminder. As we stay scoreless with 36:25 remaining, half number 1. Running clock is controlling there is Kylie Queer on the far side. Back to the middle. That's where Fabry has it. Fabry turns it over, and now it's Bella Corrado over the half-court or half-field line, and now Charleroi coughs it right back up to Southmoreland. Far side controlled by Gabby Fabry. Up the far sideline, ball in space. Running in after it is the Scotties as they'll control. Chip to the middle of the field, and Conrad comes up to grab it with 35:54 remaining here, half number 1. And first of 4 soccer games on MVI Live this week. We'll have the Mo Rosensteel kickoff tournament on Saturday from Norwin High School as Southmoreland. Cernudo in space again, his 3rd time the charm. Cernudo fires, Conrad denies again. Olivia Cernudo 0 for 3 so far against the junior netminder Conrad. As Addison Conrad has went toe-to-toe with 3 wide open looks by Olivia Cernudo in the early going, and we'll get our first corner of the game. First corner for Southmoreland. From the far side, see if they try to throw it into the box here as it's sent up and away by Kylie Queer. And it will trickle all the way to the near sideline and out of bounds, and Charleroi will take over. 5 minutes gone here in half number 1. A missed opportunity for the Southmoreland Scotties on that opening corner, but Southmoreland continues to look to amp up the pressure as DeYounger has that one ricochet off her legs back to the middle of the field. That's where Cernudo controls. One touch back to the 40-yard line and sent back in towards the box as running in after it is Conrad, and she'll get a leg on it to kick it back out to some open real estate as an injured Scotty just outside the goal line. As picking it up will be Bella Corrado on the far sideline as the injured Scotty makes her way back to her feet as Corrado gets it in space. Tried a quick one-touch denied and sent back towards Charleroi real estate. That's where Ramsdale will control, deflects it near side, and eventually trickles out of bounds on the Scotty side of the field. So a throw-in coming from Aubrey Cedar to the sophomore midfielder. As we'll get our first substitution. Kendall Fabry, who was shaken up on that last sequence, the Cleveland State commit, will exit. She will be replaced, if I can grab a jersey number for you. Sun is very unkind up here in the press box, but it is Hassinger checking in as another opportunity possibly canceled out by the defense of the Cougars. As back to work goes Southmoreland on the far side of the field. Kick to the near side. Hash past Cernudo. Cleared back up by the Charleroi defense. Headed along near side. Making a run at that one. That was Cedar. In the middle of the field, Southmoreland looking to get some real estate. They'll go back towards their own 50. Now back to their own end and quickly regroup into Charleroi territory. Cernudo puts it into some space. Conrad wasting no time to get out on the left side of the box to control with 33:05 remaining here, half number 1 in a rolling first quarter clock. Southmoreland dominating the early going. 3 shots on goal from point blank range by Olivia Cernudo. And Cernudo has been absolutely stone cold by the junior Conrad in every opportunity as this one's kicked to the near side 20-yard line. And regrouping is the defense of Southmoreland before the ball trickles out and a throw in for Charleroi in offensive real estate. They quickly get it in. That's DeYounger. McKenna DeYounger has it trickle off her legs, out of bounds. Now Southmoreland takes back over. 32-25 remaining here, opening half. Quick throw in. Bodied down by Kylie Queer, taken away by Corrado, goes to DeYounger. Or make that actually Kondratovic on the far side, near sideline is back up. Kondratovic will take a run after it as that will trickle out below the line. And we should get our first goal kick of the game for the Southmoreland Scotties. 31-57 and counting here in a rolling first half clock. And you can see on the top of your screen the way the sun is beating in and down on the field. And nothing we can do about that glare, but trust me, we're dealing with it just as much as all of you are, with another ball out of bounds, and the clock continues to roll in a scoreless game. But again, make sure you tune in Saturday. We'll have a full slate of soccer games here on MVI Live as the Ringgold Rams will take on the Hickory Hornets. That is a team up north. As Southmoreland an opportunity. Ball slid into some space, and the defense keeps it at the 50 and slam back down towards the box and rolls out over the goal line once again. But Franklin Regional will also take on the Thomas Jefferson Jaguars, who are really paced for what could be an outstanding season for Thomas Jefferson. Some D1 commits on that team. A lot of talent overall. As Hassinger will check back out, and appears that Kendall Favory will check back in, which is great news. The Cleveland State commit back on the field here for the Southmoreland Scotties. But we'll cap out the evening with a pair of non-Mon Valley teams in the Mo Rosensteel kickoff tournament or classic. And that will be a lot of fun to actually have, even though it's two non-Mon Valley schools. Two very talented teams will go at it, and that being the Norwin Knights, who have produced a number of Division I players, including Lexi Colano, who started her career at Cincinnati, transferred to Akron before calling it quits, dealing with some injuries throughout her career. Of course, Emily Harrigan, who started at Rutgers and currently is finishing her career up with the Pittsburgh Panthers, who, of course, Charleroi, they know about producing some players to Pitt. Of course, on the boys' side of things, with Eben McIntyre going to the Pitt Panthers, who just opened up their season with a big win against the West Virginia Mountaineers in a ranked showdown on the boys' side of things. But that'll be a lot of fun watching Norwin get to take on a very talented Latrobe team who has, I think, what I was looking at today, about 3 or 4 Division I commits, as Charleroi will get their first corner looking to capitalize. Really no shots towards the netminder Bartos, as this one sent in the box, headed down by Corrado, blocked down, saved by the right toe of Bartos, and she'll fall down on it. First opportunity for Bartos, and she's able to make the save, and Southmoreland keeps this one scoreless with 29-14 remaining here, as at the center stripe, it's knocked back down towards the 45 and cleared to the near side. That's where Charleroi knocks it down, and Southmoreland will regroup. Ball sent through. Sarnudo going on a run. Here comes Sarnudo down the near sideline. Picks it up on the C in the end zone. Sarnudo works it back to the top corner of the box. Now changes direction. Sarnudo guarded tightly. Kicks it to the middle. Shot blocked down in front and cleared out far side. As great job by Charleroi cleaning up the garbage in front, allowing no second chance opportunities, as once again Olivia Sarnudo was looking to capitalize. Both teams just one corner aside, 28-28 remaining here, half number one. Southmoreland a throw in on the far sideline. And also a huge shout out to whoever designed Southmoreland's uniforms. Fantastic for an announcer standpoint with the giant black numbers, as a shot off the side of the cage for the Southmoreland Scotties. Another opportunity for Olivia Cernudo, and unable to find pay dirt against the netminder Addison Conrad. That time just in a little too tight. Another corner sent into the box, headed wide on the near side, as letting it go was Kendall Fabry, and that one trickles past the near side goalpost on the second Southmoreland corner of the game. Be a goal kick for Charleroi. And sending that one away was Icavino, and she'll do it once more as the whistle blows with 27:30 remaining here in half number one. As Icavino once again gets the whistle, sends this one away to the near side, up over the head of the forwards of the Scotties, but quickly taken back in as that Cedar. Cedar down the near side, tries to get away from DeYounger and will. As Cedar cuts to the middle of the field, near side hash, Cedar shot blocked away. Now near side controlled, that's by Miley Street. Street working her way into the near side corner, stops up, changes direction, and that one's knocked out by the near side defense in Icavino with 26:48 remaining here in the half. Scoreless game between Southmoreland and Charleroi. Shot off the feet in front, and once again, Conrad makes another save. As 4 shots on goal, 4 saves by Conrad. 6 shot attempts so far for the Southmoreland Scotties. Ball sent to the middle of the field, and that's where Kylie Queer chips it along far side, in stride down the far sideline. Southmoreland looks to find some offense, but offsides is the call once again on Southmoreland. Looks like we'll get some substitutions for Southmoreland, at least one, as we'll get a throw-in. Controlled by Charleroi, and now it's taken over by Kylie Queer. Has help in the middle of the field. Beautiful pass inside. Cedar has it knocked away by the defense. Gets up. Cedar, long line drive, and that one off the crossbar by Cedar. And Charleroi looks to clean it up unsuccessfully. Here's Cernuto again. Fire, she scores. Olivia Cernuto on her 4th opportunity gets her 7th goal of the season. And it's 1-0 Southmoreland here in half number one, thanks to Olivia Cernuto. .14:34 into half number one. Olivia Cernuto finds Patert after the shot hit the crossbar. Five shots on goal, 4 saves, as Southmoreland's really peppered opportunities, but Olivia Cernuto, 4th opportunity, finally was able to come through against the junior Addison Conrad. 1-0 Southmoreland leads thanks to Olivia Cernuto. And the Gannon commit for basketball. We will again get to watch Olivia Cernuto play against some of the local Mon Valley teams come basketball season. As we saw, Vernon actually knocked down Southmoreland at home before losing in a very tough game on the road that, if you ask them, it's a game, if the officials took their hands out of it, they should have won. Is down the near sideline. Southmoreland, another opportunity, is unable to walk the tightrope on the near side was the Southmoreland Scotties' Miley Street, and they'll turn it back over, and a goal kick coming for Charleroi with 24-27 and a rolling first half clock. 1-0 the Southmoreland Scotties lead on Olivia Cernuto's 7th goal of the season. Again, just her 2nd game of the year. 6 goals, a double hat trick for Cernuto in the opening game of the season for the Southmoreland Scotties. As here is Cedar. Cedar sends one through far side, trying to run into it as Southmoreland, as giving chase is Hinkle on the far side, but that one will trickle over the goal line, and another goal kick coming for the Charleroi Cougars, nearing the halfway mark here of half number one. As Ramsdale sends that one into the sky, back out towards the 40 or 35, slid near side by Corrado, taken away though. That's by Southmoreland. Is controlling there was Gabby Fabry. Now it's Olivia Cernuto. Sends one back to the middle of the field, pass near side. Running into that one is Street. Street stops it up. Street sends one into the body of the netminder Conrad, as another shot on goal. 9th attempt at the net for Southmoreland. Ball bounces 45, controlled now by Southmoreland. Miley Street settles it down on the near side as quick pressure applied there by Icavino, and eventually the ball wanders out of bounds. Make that actually Cam Musser applying the pressure, as that's Icavino drilling Musser, and eventually leads to Kylie Queer working her way to the middle of the field. Sends one through far side, knocked down by Hinkle, and I think a legal touch there might have got her up in the arm region, so a handball is the call on the Southmoreland Scotties, giving possession back to Charleroi as Southmoreland leads 1-0. Again, 10-2 victors a season ago was the Southmoreland Scotties over the Charleroi Cougars. Charleroi just one real opportunity off a corner. It was a great toe save by Bartos, keeping things scoreless at the time, as there's Bella Corrado, the leading scorer of this team, getting knocked down on the far side. Free kick coming here for Charleroi as Corrado will take it. 4 goals, 1 assist, 5 points. Career 75 points for the junior, as now they'll change things up as Charleroi will again still have a free kick. Ball on the 45, drilled out towards the box. Corrado going in after it along with the younger, and that one makes its way right to the netminder. And covering it up and hanging on will be Bartos once again. Southmoreland looking to work into the offensive near side. Miley Street pressures as the ball's knocked near side and out by Icavino. Throwing coming on the near sideline for the Charleroi Cougars, as Southmoreland Scotties, and doing the honor will be Aubrey Cedar. Substitution is checking out there is Miley Street. Coming back in is Lily Wasman. Actually, no, what is Wasman, excuse me, as on the near side, Olivia Sarnudo, nifty move to make her way to the middle. Now it's controlled, but offsides once again, as ahead of the play was Lily Wasman, the senior. Rumors of seeing Haley Hasinger in net come half number 2 instead of Bartos. See if that does come into fruition for Southmoreland, leading 1-0. I think it's depending if they're able to get a big lead here on the Charleroi Cougars, which they've been unable to so far, and that's in a big part to Addison Conrad, the junior, making 3 huge early saves on Olivia Cernudo. Ramsdale from her own 30, working her way through a pair, comes up near side, and that's where it's taken by Cam Musser at a goal in the opener. Headed down and back the other way comes Southmoreland. Ball sent through. Cernudo almost knocked off, changes directions. Ball sent towards the box, far side. Running out is Conrad, denying the opportunity on the far side of the field for the Southmoreland Scotties, keeping us scoreless over halfway through half number 1. As there's McKenna DeYounger, 3-sport star here at Charleroi. Most likely we'll see her become a 1,000-point scorer as just a junior for the Charleroi Cougars. Last 1,000-point scorer for Charleroi, either side of things, of course, was Will Wagner from a season ago. Also, McKenna DeYounger sees time on the softball diamond and multiple positions. A great catcher, but moved to shortstop this year a lot. So, getting to see McKenna DeYounger succeed really in all aspects of Charleroi athletics. 20 goals as a freshman, 41 career goals so far for McKenna DeYounger, 14 career assists for the sophomore. Just 1 goal this year. That came against Bentworth, making it a 2-0 game as a substitution coming for the Charleroi Cougars. As checking into the game is Lily Wither, the freshman. Ball sent up towards the 15, 8:32 remaining here in the half. The Sarnudo denied as Icavino quickly got it up, and it's sent back down the near sideline, and now giving chase in after it is Kondratovic. Kondratovic has it knocked out on the near side. And a goal kick coming for the Southmoreland Scotties and Autumn Bartos, the sophomore netminder, as she'll hand it off over to one of her defenders. As Lizzie Boone, the sophomore, gets set to send this one away from the far side. 22 minutes elapsed here in half number one. 1-0 Southmoreland leads thanks to Olivia Cernuto. As ball bounces at midfield, and that's where Cernuto controls. Cernuto trying to fend off the defense. Kicks it to the middle of the field. That's Gabby Fabry. Fabry taking off the ball, far side. Quickly chipped back towards the middle. And Olivia Cernuto will go to work once again. Ball sent through, far side. Going in after it and off the foot of the forward and eventually trickles towards the goal mouth. Cleaned up by the defense. Sent back into the box. Running into one is Cernuto. And that one's sent in and denied again on an easy save by the netminder Conrad. 10th shot sent her way. Seventh one that's made its way on goal is a high hop back into the backfield. It goes, and McKenna DeYounger will move it forward. Looking for Kondratovic on the near side, but eventually Southmoreland regroups and takes back over as Kendall Fabry sends it in. Running down near side after it is Lily Wasman, but it trickles out of bounds, and Icavino will send it in with a throw-in on the near sideline. It's quickly into Lily Wither. Taken away, though, that's by Kendall Fabry. As Fabry has it knocked away, looking for Cernuto, and now another Lily Wasman throw-in coming on the near side, back to Olivia Cernuto. Cernuto trying to work her way to the middle, quick pass, right on the foot of Fabry. Fabry changes to the left, blocked down by the Cougar defense, right out to DeYounger on the near side. DeYounger slides it to Bella Corrado in the middle. Corrado, leading goal scorer on this Charleroi team, can't make her way past the center line at first, but second effort, it's knocked away and out of bounds, as in the way was Amanda Hoffer, the senior defender. 16 minutes remaining here, half number one, is sun graciously peeking behind a cloud for at least a brief relief from the brightness. As here's Southmoreland looking to counter back the other way. Ball sent to the middle of the field. Olivia Cernuto will wait for reinforcements, but the whistle blows first, and looks like Charleroi will take back over with 15:45 remaining here in half number one, and a 1-0 game in favor of Southmoreland on Olivia Cernuto's 7th goal of the season. 7 of 8 goals this season belong to the senior.
Bring together expert faculty. Offer programs in high-demand fields. Add in a few centuries of tradition. You might call it the future of higher education. We're calling it Pennsylvania Western University. We've combined the resources of California, Clarion, and Edinburgh to create a new way to educate, where opportunities are boundless and tomorrow is yours to define. Built on tradition, built for your future. Welcome to Penn West.
Highway Appliance, Furniture, and Mattress. The right brands, price, and advice since 1946. Highway Appliance, Furniture, and Mattress is the Mon Valley's choice for selection, service, and savings for over 75 years. Highway Appliance, Furniture, and Mattress. You're going to like us a lot. We guarantee it. G-Force Athletic Club free after-school youth boxing program for ages 10 to 18, located at 338 Fallowfield Avenue in Charleroi. G-Force's certified USA boxing coaches provide training in amateur boxing, running, and weight training. G-Force also provide a positive environment and Christian mentoring for our rising generations. For more information, call 202-262-0584.